Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the pool. I just wrapped up my morning swim with my friends right there. Did a little speed work because in just a few days, it is our mid-season championship meet. I'm jokingly calling it that. There's a dual meet here that me and my buddy Van are gonna race in, and I am gonna try to see how close I can get to breaking 20 seconds in the 50 free, which is one of my goals by December. So we've got a test meet this week, and it's gonna be fun. To be honest with you, I have struggled more in the last 4 months than I have in a long time, like probably since my injury, like 5 or 6 years ago. Coming off Olympic trials was difficult. I've had a hard time, like kind of resetting and readjusting and kind of figuring out, you know, what my aspirations and dreams and hopes are and all those kinds of things. And you know, whether you go to the Olympics and win a gold medal or go to the Olympics and miss the final, or in my case, don't even go to the games at all, after the end of a 4-year cycle, everyone, regardless of who you are, gets to the point where you're kind of like, now what? And that's kind of where I'm at. And you kind of have to reassess and figure out like, okay, like what's next? And I've got a bunch of very awesome business things, non-swimming related, that I'm very excited about, but I want to stay in the swim world. I want to keep making these fun swimming videos. I love YouTube. I love going to meets and competing. So I don't have any desire to quit or retire. Obviously, I'm not trying to make a big US national team again, but there's lots of masters meets and fun things that I do want to accomplish, like breaking 20 in the 50 free, like completing my first Olympic distance triathlon. However, it's been more difficult for me to stay consistent and to be as disciplined with my training as I need to be to achieve these goals. More difficult lately than it has been since I can remember, because quite honestly, I've just been drinking too much. And I don't like, I've talked about this publicly before, I don't really like casually drinking. I'm not the kind of person that has wine or beer with dinner. I've never liked that. My dad was an alcoholic, and that's one of the reasons why I never drank underage ever. Just hand on my heart, honestly, never drank before I turned 21, because I had some horrific experiences as a kid with my dad and his alcoholism, but that's besides the point. The last number of months, I've had 5 weddings and several events where, you know, we're just staying up late and drinking alcohol. A few awesome events, like several weddings that you know, like Blake P got married, beautiful couple right there. Annie Laser got married, beautiful couple right there. You know, just recently, this past weekend, I had 3 nights in a row where I went to bed after midnight, and I hate that because my lack of sleep just crushes me and it kills me, and then it trickles into other areas of my life. Like I get short-tempered with my kids when, you know, they just need things from me, and I get frustrated, and it makes it difficult for me to be on the same page with my wife, Allie. I'm not okay with not being at 100% and not being my best for my family. And that's why one of my big goals is, like, I'm quitting alcohol, like quitting drinking for the rest of the year. It's not that big of a challenge for me because, you know, I've gone extreme stretches, long periods of time without drinking, but it's not my thing. It doesn't help me. It honestly just makes things worse. And to be clear, I'm not the type of person that like is drinking to like get to the point where I'm like sick and throwing up or where it's crazy. Like I don't do that. It's just, you know, a few drinks a night, like I feel it the next day. And I hate that feeling. Compounded with the lack of sleep, and it quite literally makes everything else worse. So I'm cutting out that. The other primary reason I have not been as consistent is I have lacked a timeline. And the athletes that I coach have always said the difference between a dream and a goal is a timeline. And for me, when I started swimming again post-Olympic trials a few months ago, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna break 20 and 50 free. I'm gonna do this triathlon, but I hadn't picked a date. So there wasn't a sense of urgency. And so when I wake up in the morning and I don't wanna get out of bed, I've had moments where I'm just like, oh, I don't wanna do this. Why am I doing this? I can't be like, in 6 weeks, I have to be at my best, or in 6 weeks, I have to be prepared for something like that. So if I have any advice for any of you, you gotta have that timeline. You gotta know, because otherwise it doesn't do you any good in the moments of doubt and in the moments of, I just frankly don't wanna do this. You know, the process of climbing a mountain or finishing a triathlon or going a best time is doing things on a regular basis that you don't wanna do. And now don't get me wrong, I love getting out of bed in the morning and going to swim in the pool. For those of you who have watched my vlogs for a long time, you know that. It's one of my favorite things. But reason number 3 why it's been difficult for me to stay motivated is because I'm no longer swimming with the college team here. I've chosen not to swim with them anymore for a few reasons. Number 1, I just feel too old. I'm 32. I love a lot of those athletes, but like, I can't really swim with 20-year-olds. I need to be around people my age more. But the main reason is because their practices are so early in the morning that I would miss valuable time with my family, getting my kids ready for school, making them breakfast, packing their lunch, dropping them off. I need to be there with my family in the mornings, and so I can't make morning swims. And with my work schedule, with all the other things that I'm doing, I can't swim with the team in the afternoon. So fortunately for me, I have a group of friends and a group of master swimmers that I can swim with kind of in the middle of the day, here and there, like you've seen in some of my videos, which is great. But that's not always 100% reliable yet. We're working on kind of building out a group. So that's also been a bit of a challenge for me to kind of say goodbye to training with the team that I've spent so much time training with. It's just going through changes. That's just life. And I wanted to make this video to kind of open up and say, look, like, I've had some real struggles the last few months. And on this YouTube channel for years, I've really tried to focus on the positive. Really hard to stay positive when you're struggling. And I've struggled with that more as of late than I ever have before. And over the years on this YouTube channel, I try to show, you know, the value in being positive and telling yourself the right things when you're struggling matters a lot, because 9 times out of 10, in my opinion, when you focus on the negative, it doesn't do you any good. It really doesn't. And there's a value in reminding yourself that it's going to be okay. And there's a value in being the kind of person that people want to be around. And so I try to do that. I try to be that person, but it doesn't always come easy. Sometimes it's really hard. And I just wanted to share with the few viewers here that have watched me over the years, let you know, it's hard. Sometimes it's hard, but I finally feel like I'm back in a good place. Like, I have concrete goals in the pool, things outside of swimming, and there's good balance. And I felt like for the last couple months, up until fairly recently, I was really lacking that balance. I was really lacking that sense of purpose. And when I say that, I mean primarily like in the part of my life that is swimming. You know, because I'm not gonna go another lifetime best time in the 100-meter breast. I'm not gonna go to another big national team trip. So it's different, and it's me kind of finding, okay, like, what do I want to do with this part of my life that I don't want to let go of? And I now have some things to shoot for, and it'll be fun. And I've got some fun video ideas, but yeah, man, it's not always easy. Next week will be an awesome video about the meet I'm racing. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Announcements: I am hosting a swim clinic right here, a breaststroke clinic, Sunday, October 27th. So if you are between the ages of 8 and 18 and you want to come out and get coached by me, get coached by Lily King, get coached by other Olympians, other great NCAA level swimmers, come on out. There's a link in the description below. It's gonna be a ton of fun. 2 sessions, 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. You're gonna get in, you're gonna get to race me. It's gonna be fun. So looking forward to that. If you'd like a personalized video from me to you or someone you know, I'm available on Cameo. Thank you all for joining me today, and until my next video, I will see you all later.